Dudes Behind the Foods listeners, listen, if you're trying to save big bucks, but you need to talk to all your friends about your emotions and your feelings, even if they're tired of listening to it, you have to do it with Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile is just $15 a month. That's unlimited talk, text, and data for just $15 a month. Say bye-bye to your big wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. All plans come with unlimited talk and text plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. That's Mint Mobile, baby. To get your new unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/dudes. That's mintmobile.com/dudes. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/dudes. Dudes Behind the Foods listeners, well, let's talk about your kitchen. And I'm not talking about your roommate's dishes in the sink, but we all know you've been making egg sandwiches in a torn up witch's cauldron you call a pan since college. Today's sponsor, my friends, is Hexclad, and they have revolutionized the cookware industry with a hybrid pan that gives you all the convenience and cleanup of a nonstick, the versatility of your grandma's cast iron, and they are so darn durable. They literally last a lifetime, and we're serious. A freaking lifetime warranty, just in case you find a way to destroy them while you're making your Hinge dates ramen noodles. You maniac. Gordon Ramsay might be the toughest critic in the entire world, and these are the pots and pans that he uses both at home and in his Michelin star restaurant. He don't play. For a limited time only, our listeners get 10% off their entire order with the code DUDES at hexclad.com. Yes, support our show and check them out at hexclad.com and use the code DUDES.
Dudes behind the foods. Yo, it's the dudes behind the foods. Dudes behind the foods. Yeah, it's the dudes behind the foods.
That's actually really fucking good. Hello, everybody. This is a very different episode of Dudes Behind the Motherfucking Foods. You're not going to see that little stoopy, gooky face, little Tim Chamalaskalankus, all right? I'm taking over his channel, and Dudes Behind the Foods no longer exists with Tim. We're cutting out his stupid little face, and it's just me and the guest today, Robyn motherfucking Couch. You
Hello.
motherfuckers, you perverted pieces of shit, have been asking for Robyn to come on this podcast. Well, guess what? Tim caught COVID. His daughter caught COVID. Everybody caught COVID.
Did he catch it? I thought it was just Veda.
He probably got it. He's kissing that baby in the face. But this is Robyn Couch, everybody.
Hello.
Yay. Robyn Couch, yes, you have been a producer for us for a long time, which I didn't know you weren't our original producer.
No.
It was Michaela.
Yeah, she worked on the first 3 episodes.
But I don't remember her at all.
Well, that's mean.
I literally don't remember. Well, it's because in the beginning when we did this podcast, we had masks on the whole time.
Yeah.
So everybody was changing in and out, and there was that one Korean guy. Is he Korean? The Asian guy?
Andrew, he's like higher up in the studio.
He's higher up there. Super cool dude. Andrew,
Yeah.
I'm forgetting your fucking name. But we have Robyn Couch. And Robyn Couch, if you guys
Hello.
don't know, because it's still Dudes Behind the Foods, we have vegan, vegetarian options because she is a fucking vegan and vegetarian.
Rip it.
Robyn. Damn it. So, vegan asada burrito. I don't know how that's going to taste. And then vegan fish tacos.
Oh, I'm a little bit scared.
Never in my life have I heard of vegan fish tacos before.
I don't think I've had much fake fish in my life.
I mean, unless it's imitation crab, not really.
But that's still meat.
Is it? Oh, it's cod. That's right, huh?
I forget what type of fish it is, but it's still, yeah.
Oh, that's
it's not actually vegetarian.
Well, Robyn, you're going to be the one to decide if this is tasty or not.
I'll be honest, because there's a lot of gross vegan food out there, and I'll be the first to admit it.
Let me ask you something. Why'd you decide to become vegan or vegetarian? And when did you, is the question, too.
So I became a vegetarian when I was only 12. I saw one of those videos about how the animals are treated. It made me feel really sad. But before that, I was also a really picky eater. I never liked meat that much. I just didn't enjoy it. I was
Ever?
Not really as a kid. I would eat hamburgers and hot dogs, but I didn't really like chicken or things like that. And I wanted to go vegetarian, I think, because I was a picky eater. And then I learned more about the conditions of the animals. And so when my mom married my stepdad, he was a vegetarian. And I was like, look, there's an adult that's doing it. And so then I became a vegetarian. And then I went full vegan in college.
Wait, why'd you go from vegetarian to vegan then?
I was really interested in it because that was when I learned more about the environmental impacts of it. It wasn't just, empathy for the animals. There's a huge environmental impact of the industrialization of the meat industry. And I think methane is the third leading greenhouse gas, I believe. That might not be the exact number these days. And then cows produce a lot of methane. So
They just be farting, huh?
Yeah, releasing all day. So
That's so fucked up. These fools are just chilling, farting. They're like the problem for half the world's problems.
yeah, I think I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was something crazy. Like if the world stopped eating meat, the rate with which we would reverse a lot of the effects of global warming was shockingly high.
Impossible.
I mean, now I've given up hope.
Absolutely fucking impossible. But so you never liked the taste of meat, and then when you switched over to being like a vegan, wasn't that fucking hard though? Because as a vegetarian, can you still eat eggs?
I mean, I'm pro-choice, so a part of me feels like I should.
Yeah. Well, eggs are like the. Well, I feel like eggs because they might be okay, right? Because unless they're what? Because they just put them out anyways.
Yeah, but the egg thing is, I have done some research to consider eating eggs, but the conditions of the chickens that they're getting eggs from is it good? Should I try it?
That's
I'm scared.
Not bad. I'm not mad at that. That's pretty fucking good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking good.
I don't want to tune to the mic. It drives me crazy when you and Tim do.
I don't give a fuck. Listen, I'll tell you this. Being a vegetarian vegan is so easier now, especially when you live in California. Like, because me and Tim have traveled so much and, we got to different states and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There really isn't that many options for people who are vegetarian vegan. I wouldn't just say outside of California, but metropolitan cities.
Yeah.
Like, it is like, this is what we have. This is what you get. If you want it vegetarian, then we'll just take out the meat. But then you just paid a shit ton of money for literally absolutely nothing.
Yeah. I've gotten pretty good at veganizing meals because I will say it is hard to get an official vegan meal from places, but a lot of places these days at least have a vegetarian option. Even small town, more rural areas, they at least have some sort of meatless option. And then it's really easy to usually turn that into a vegan dish. But I also just don't want to be a problem lot, so I'm just like, I'll just figure it out and it's fine.
I'll just eat meat. Don't worry. You fucking throw up.
I'll just shit myself. It's fine.
I'll ask you this.
Yeah.
How does that work in dating? Because, I know for me, and listen, when I first dated Mario, our first date, which she doesn't consider a first date, but it was a date, all right, damn it. We went out to eat together. It was dinner or whatever.
Yeah.
And she wanted to try Sage, which is a vegan spot.
Oh, yeah, they're good.
And I sat down, I looked at her dead in the eye, and I was like, listen, are you vegan? She goes, no. Okay. So I was like, then we could continue this date. It wasn't because I would hate her. It's just, we wouldn't be able to share meals. It would be very difficult because food is a huge part of my life.
Yeah.
And so for you, has that ever been difficult for you to
So you're saying I can't date you?
Well, listen, that's different. Let me tell you something. You may not like meat, but you got a shit ton behind on that dog, though. That might be different. If I was like, listen, this date's over, and you walked away, I was like, hey, sit back down. Let's talk real quick. I might have been a little too fast. Come here.
I mean, I don't date that much just because everybody's a fucking idiot. But
Oh, girl, we'll get into that. Go ahead.
But I haven't had anybody who I have gone on a date with where it's come up that I'm vegan. I haven't had anybody kind of recoil at that information. And I was in a relationship when I went from vegetarian to vegan, and he was pretty chill about it. Because also I think people get worried that if they're with a vegan partner, and there are asshole vegans out there. Like, first to admit it, there are crazy vegans out there. I pride myself on not being one of them.
I haven't personally met one, though, to be honest with you. Like,
They're out there.
Like, in my personal experience, I haven't met, like, a crazed person. But most people are very brave online and versus how they are in person. So I don't know who they are outside of that. But most people who are vegan or vegetarian, I wouldn't have noticed unless they told me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I usually also, I don't like saying the phrase, I'm vegan. I usually say I don't eat meat because I feel like I'm vegan. Yeah. Like I don't, like snooty, like, I'm actually vegan.
You eat dead flesh?
Yeah.
Wow.
You eat dead animal carcasses?
It's like 100% and it's fucking delicious. I do say this though, like when I watch these like old documentaries of like back in the day where they would like slaughter an animal. That shit's a little hard, man. I saw this one doc about how intelligent pigs were. I cut it off halfway because I wouldn't be able to eat bacon after.
Well,
I was like, I can't do it.
It's not even just the animal thing. Like I really wanted to educate myself on all aspects of it because when I talk to people, I understand that not everybody gives a shit about the animal thing as much as me or a lot of people. So that's why I wanted to learn about the health factors, the environmental factors, and also the working conditions of people who work in I don't know, like the cattle, whatever you call them, like the working conditions, they're treated horribly, they're not paid well, they're dirty conditions, it's dangerous, you know, so just so many aspects of it. It's not just for the animals, but it's for the people who work in those jobs too. It's just a mess.
So when let's say you go on that first date, right? And then they ask you about the veganism thing, what would you say? Or is that just a light conversation? It's like, oh yeah, I'm vegan, blah, 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 and you just move on and you talk about other shit.
Yeah, if they ask me if they ask me why, I'll answer and I'll say kind of what I said. But if I just say, oh, I don't eat meat, and they say, oh, okay, then I don't care.
Then it's just whatever.
Yeah, if you never ask me, I probably won't tell you unless it naturally comes up. Like I'm not trying to preach.
Have you done online dating, or do you date within your just your casual circle?
I have tried online dating, and then I have been asked out occasionally by people that I've met casually, but I don't know. I'm just so not interested in anybody.
Online dating I always love hearing online dating stories because I never got to do it myself, right?
Yeah.
So by the time I met Mariel, I think online dating just started becoming popular on the scene. So I never really got to do it. And I never really needed it, right? So I would just always walk up, see what happens, get rejected, move on, whatever, you know?
You sound like Tim.
Yeah.
You sound too cocky.
Yeah, he's walk up, what's your name? I don't like you. Pff, whatever.
I'm
Move
David.
on.
I'm really good at dating.
Yeah. So you just walk up and see what happens, right? And I wouldn't say I'm necessarily good at dating. It's more like I don't take things personally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of young people and a lot of insecure daters, they take rejection so personally to the point where it cripples them, where they think that if they ask somebody out, and which it can be the situation too, if you're like fucking, I don't know, greasy and fucking weird looking as shit. You know what I'm saying? You might have to have some fucking workarounds.
Greasy.
Yeah. But if you're just a normal, nice person, right?
Yeah.
You're decently put together and you come up to somebody and they just like brush you off. Don't take it so personally. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? Everybody has a choice to see if they like somebody or not. Now, you could take that as a challenge or you could get better game. But I never took things personally. It was
rejection is a scary feeling, though. And I think it is. You just don't have the framework that's rejection. But I think a lot of people do.
I think girls might take rejection a lot harder than men do sometimes. Because most girls don't completely get rejected like that.
Here's the thing. When a man rejects a woman, we might feel it more visibly from the outside. But when a woman rejects a man, he might murder us. So
I don't think a guy's gonna murder you if you reject them.
There's a fear of violence for sure.
I think that's highly exaggerated, all right? I feel like most men, like if they come up to get rejected, and that's what I'm saying, like their ego is hurt, right? But like when I've seen like women get rejected, it's like it's more devastating to them. Like guys' egos get hurt. They'll kind of, like you said, either get irritated or whatever. It's like, what the fuck, blah, blah, blah. But
men can get really cruel to a woman who's rejecting.
And I feel like girls who do get rejected, right, their feelings get hurt a lot more. And then also too, traditionally, women aren't supposed to ask men out. So when that happens, it's more like I took this risk that most women don't take. And so it hurts a little more. And I understand that too.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I think guys tend to be, their ego gets hurt and they, like, oh, what the fuck's your problem?
Yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair.
You know what I mean? Because have you ever asked out a guy?
I don't know if I've flat out said, would you like to go on a date with me? But I've definitely been the one, if I have a flirty thing going with somebody, to
You engage.
Yeah, I'll dip my toes in, test the water. Because also, I don't have a specific type of attraction. I can objectively see somebody who walks into a room and say, that's a handsome guy. But if I never talk to you, I'll never develop any sort of attraction. So I have to vibe with you. I have to sense that we have some sort of chemistry. And then here's the part that confuses people, and I've been doing some soul searching to figure out if I just have an emotional block or what. But if I think, oh, maybe I could like this person and flirt with them, and I do dip my toes in and I immediately sense that they're not on the same wavelength, I'm like, okay, and I don't develop those feelings, and then I move on.
Interesting. Okay, what is one of the worst dates you've ever been on?
Worst dates. I haven't been on an actively bad date. I've been on just dates where
Just with active shooters, that's all. I'm just kidding. Don't cancel us. I'm kidding.
I've been on dates where it's just you can tell that we're both being polite and we're not gonna see each other again. But there wasn't anything intrinsically bad about it. It was just we're not interested in each other.
Because I've heard like nightmare, like online date stories.
I've had nightmare interactions with people on dating apps.
Like what?
Like, I think I may have told you and Tim this once. But so when I used to go on Bumble, the woman has to initiate the conversation, so you match, and then the woman messages first.
Oh.
Yeah. And so I was trying to figure out, and sometimes you would like match with a fair amount of people, so I would just send kind of the same opening line, and I didn't want to just say like, hi. So I would say, quick, tell me your best dad joke. Because I was like, that'll kind of be able to show me if they don't take themselves very seriously, if they can come up with something kind of funny, if they can banter with me. It's, it kind of gauges their humor in that way. And I also I love a bad joke, you know? I love a cheesy joke. So I remember one guy, I messaged that to him and he responded, my dick died. Can I bury it in your ass? And that was his dad joke.
I don't even think that's a fucking dad joke.
No.
That is not
my
a
dad would
joke.
never tell me that joke.
Hey, Robyn, sweetie, can you come into the living room real quick?
Oh, no.
You want to hear a joke? My dick died. You want me to bury it in your ass? It's like, excuse me?
I think I responded, but does this work for you?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm like, that's not a dad joke, you fucking idiot.
yeah. I also this was more like an embarrassing thing on my part because I thought the guy was making a joke, but then he immediately unmatched me. So I said, tell me your best dad joke. And he said, my dad died recently, and then immediately unmatched me. And I was like, oh.
That is fucking funny. You're a fucking lying. Are you serious? Quick, tell me my dad died recently. First of all, as if it's your fault. You know what I mean? Like, you saying it is the reason why his dad died.
Yeah, I killed his dad.
I know. Right when you said that, my dad just fucking died, you bitch.
But I haven't tried to online date in quite some time. I'm also just probably too comfortable being alone. Like, I also just have no desire for a relationship. The boxes I want to check aren't necessarily, you know.
What are those boxes?
I mostly like career goals, and I would love to, in this economy, probably not buy a house someday. So my goals are like,
Bro, good luck for all of us.
Career goals, like fulfilling creative career, financial stability. And then if I happen to meet somebody that improves my life in that sense along the way, then fine. But I don't know.
You know what? Actually, to your point about the whole violent thing, I will say, this is actually there's some truth in the things you say, because I just hung out with one of my friends recently, and I hadn't seen her in years. Mm-hmm. I was eating with another friend of mine, a homegirl, and she walked by. I literally haven't seen her probably in 8 years. Like, she used to date this guy who I fucking hated.
Oh, God.
I was so mean to him.
If your friends hate the guy you're dating, red flag.
This guy, biggest fucking loser ever. Just leeches off people. Completely untalented. He's an actor, by the way. Terrible actor. Untalented as fucking. He's one of those people that hangs around people simply so he can get something from them. And when that individual does something really good, he goes, "We did it." We? What you mean we, bitch?
That's like the guy who thinks he finished the puzzle when all he did was put in the last piece.
That's exactly what he is. And so, people are like, "Oh, I didn't do this to me, but some other friends." And they're like, "Oh, so this person, that person, you guys did this together." They're like, "He didn't do anything. What are you talking about?"
Oh, no.
So he would do shit like that.
I hate people
Or
like
whenever
that.
we're going to an event, he would just like tag along. And it's like, this is a working thing. Like, you're just here to kind of like weasel your way in. Clearly, it hasn't worked out for him, right?
Yeah.
Still a shitty fucking actor, terrible fucking person, fucking idiot. But
And here's his social security number.
I would give his first and last name, but I'm learning how to be a better person. So this guy one time, and one of my buddies knows I fucking hate this dude. And this is when he was still with her.
Yeah.
We're at a bar. We're sitting down. Or it's not a bar, it's a lounge, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Because it was a big seat. And then he knows I don't fucking like him, but he's always trying to be nice and friendly because he wants to get something from me. He wants to be cool with me.
He's trying to schmooze.
Yeah, so he sits down. He goes, "What's up, man? How you doing?" I was like,
Ugh.
"Hey, get up and go fucking sit over there." I was that heated. And then my buddy who invited him starts laughing because he just invited him so I could do that. I was like, "Don't sit here. Go sit over there." He said, "You know I don't like you, man. Like, you're fucking a piece of shit. Like, get the fuck over there."
Wow.
And then he sat there with some of us, I guess a couple of other people he was with, and he just sat there for the rest of the night. That's how much I disrespected this guy.
Is he still dating your friend?
No, they broke up, thank fucking God. And so when we met up in person, I told her finally, I was like, "Dude, I fucking hated him." And she goes, "I know you did." I was like, "Good, he was a fucking freeloader. He didn't work at all, didn't make any money, she paid for fucking everything. And then on top of that, he books this small little fucking role, right? Thinks he's the hottest shit ever. Fucking dumps her. Do this behind the foods listeners. This podcast is brought to you by Hexclad. I know you're one of those people out there that love cooking food. Well, guess what? Your instrument matters. So you should be getting Hexclad pots and pans because they got all the benefits of the non-stick, but they get hot and they can sear your meats like a crazy X when you sear that meat like a delicious steak on a hot, delicious pan. Whenever I get my New York strips on a pan, I get that pan ripping hot, and I do it with my Hexclad, and it is absolutely amazing. But if I want to do a soft, delicious French scramble, I can also do it with my Hexclad pans. They're très bien, my friends. Thank you, Jacques, for that lovely, lovely anecdote. Yes, Hexclad pans are the best. Gordon Ramsay might be the toughest critic in the entire world, and these are the pots and pans that he uses both at home and in his Michelin star restaurant, so you will be a Michelin rated chef as well if you use this. Don't take my word for it, but I believe it. For a limited time only, our listeners get 10% off their entire order with the codes dudes at hexclad.com. It's time to stop ordering delivery food and start cooking like a big boy with Hexclad. Real cuisine isn't made in the microwave. It's cooked in a Hexclad. For a limited time, get 10% off with code DUDES at hexclad.com. That's 10% off hexclad.com with code DUDES. Bon appetit. Let's eat with Hexclad's revolutionary cookware.
Wow.
I hate this guy.
Also, I don't date a lot, and I think it saves me a lot of energy because I could be dating people like that. Or like I have friends who date a lot, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I do think if you feel like you can't be alone, that's a journey you should go on internally. But I just have a lot of friends who, when I hang out with them, they spend so much time crying to me about their relationships. And I haven't spent any time crying about relationships in a long time because I don't know, maybe I have really high standards. I guess I'm just not willing to put up with bullshit.
It's like the idea of this is, I have a friend too right now who is kind of in your stage. Like this is the longest she's been single for a very long time. And she is now has a routine that she really, really enjoys. And now that she's trying to get back into the dating game, it's hard for her.
Yeah.
And, you know, me having a conversation with her was like telling her, like, once you are in a committed relationship, your guys' world becomes intertwined. Right?
Yeah.
So having everything your way is not going to work. If that's the case, then being single for the rest of your life might be best for you.
Yeah.
But if you do want to be with somebody, then this is just the part of the growing pains where eventually this battling becomes this thing where you guys stack and you guys become better. It's just the point to get there is really hard.
I also feel like, though, and maybe this is a, you know, delusions of grandeur, but I also feel like someday when I am getting into a relationship with somebody, it won't feel like I'm sacrificing that single me routine. It'll just feel like I want to spend time with this person. Yeah. I also, because I've been single, I haven't been in an actual relationship since I was 22, and now I'm 29. So it's been quite some time.
Yeah.
And I feel like during that time, because I've also, in that relationship I was in, I was pretty anxious attachment, codependent. And I think throughout all this time of being single, I think I also know how to not do that. Or maybe I'm also a little bit afraid of doing that because I do like honor my own individual existence so much. And I think when I do enter another relationship, I think I would like to make sure I have my own autonomy outside of this and you respect that. And then I've carved a space for this thing we have.
Yeah.
But I
think
exist
like
over
the
here.
only thing that I would probably warn about is I used to be like that too, and I kind of overdid it. Where it was like, hey, I'm going out into this dark alleyway. I'm like, do you, girl? I'll just walk away. It's like, don't you care about me? No, I just don't want to tell you how to live your life. It's like, bitch, I'm walking down a dark alleyway. Walk with me. And I'm like, no, you're strong. You're independent.
I mean, yeah, I do want my future partner to care if I'm walking down a dark alley by myself.
I was getting robbed, but you're a strong,
independent woman. You don't need a man.
Yeah, I don't want to put in my machismo and then fucking, you know, take away for this opportunity for you to show off how strong you are.
Yeah.
And she's like, you bitch. Like, I was dying.
You let your wife get murdered because you're a feminist.
Exactly. It's like, I'm a feminist. You're getting murdered. I believe it should happen. And I just walk away. But I you know, through like therapy and stuff, they're like, you know, you little overcompensating right now. Because I used to be a very codependent person when I was like 18.
Yeah.
And that kind of made me feel like, oh, I need to make sure that I'm not too needy or whatever.
Yeah.
But then there's also this point of like, okay, there's here, and then you went all the way fucking over here. Like, it's time to meet somewhere in the middle. And
Yeah.
there was a girl that I was with for a while, and after she cheated on me, we had a conversation about like, what is it about me that made you feel that you weren't receiving something from me that made you cheat, right? And she was just like, you just don't seem like you care about me. And I'm like, cool, well, you could have just dumped me. You know what I mean? Like, that could have worked. Or maybe talk to me, bitch.
All right. Did you talk about this on Genius Brain or this podcast?
It might have been
This woman?
Genius Brain, right?
Yeah.
And you know, and that girl eventually just is because she would go off. She went to Vegas, and then I didn't check in on her. I didn't do this typical stuff that guys would do.
Yeah, there is a line of allowing your partner to be independent, but then still showing them that you care about what they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
It's a fine line to balance because you don't want to overburden her when she's on a trip.
Yeah, she's
but
on a
also
girl trip.
she wants that text at night that simply just says like, hope you had a
care.
great day, good night.
Yeah.
Let's talk soon.
And I straight up was like, you in Vegas, girl.
Bye.
Text me in 5 days.
You ghosted her.
And I just disappeared off the face of the earth. And then I also one of the things, this is a detail that I forgot to mention. She got really upset because she was calling me and she's like, yeah, I'm like on my way back home. I actually didn't know that she was driving back home. So she wanted to talk to me on the phone while she was driving. And when she said that, I thought she said she was about to board the plane. So when she was like, oh, I'm on my way back home. I was like, all right, well, be safe. I got to go now. So I'll talk to you later. I hung up. And then she was like, this guy doesn't give a fuck about me. But I thought she was going on a plane.
No, well, here's something where that's not, it's never entirely one person's fault. I heard a quote the other day that's really stuck with me. It said, expectations without communication are resentments in the making.
Ooh, very nice.
And
100%.
Yeah, and I've really struggled with that a lot because I have talked to my therapist a lot about, these sort of desires of needs from the people that I do have in my life. And she's said, well, you have to communicate for those things or lower your expectations. Like you have to ask for what you want or lower your expectations. And I've really thought about that a lot because it's true. A lot of us, especially in relationships, you think to yourself and you want them to read your mind and you want, like her, she could have said, oh, no, wait, I'm driving home. Let's talk on the phone. If she had said that, it would have been clear.
Yeah.
You know, but she didn't say anything. So then she just continued to build up these resentments about these expectations she had that weren't being met because she didn't communicate them.
Yeah, like I would have never known. You know what I mean? She didn't tell me the mode of transportation. And I assumed, this is because at the time too, like the flight is literally $40, you know? So I thought like, you should probably just fly. You know, but she decided to drive for some fucking odd reason. I had no idea why, but that was a whole fucking disaster. Oh yeah, but to go back to that point of like men being violent. So that same girl that I hung out with, she was telling me about her like terrible dates. And she's traveling a lot now. So the city that she was in, she, you know, went on like the dating app. She wanted to date somebody. So there's a dude that she was talking to and, you know, he was very charismatic, fun. So the second date, he wanted to hang out. So she goes, oh yeah, just come over to my apartment and then we'll go from there. So he comes over and he has 2 beers.
Oh.
Right? Just 2 beers. Comes over, places it down.
Oh.
Puts one in the fridge and starts drinking the other one. And then she's like, are we gonna drink together? He goes, no, that's for me later. And so he just brings 2 fucking beers for him to drink by himself. And she goes, well, oh, and I forgot to mention too, he was supposed to plan a date, right? And he was like, well, what are we gonna do? And she's like,
you asked me out.
Exactly, like what the fuck? And so I think he got hyper defensive. And the reason why is because this friend of mine is very successful. She makes good money. She could travel the world. She could do whatever she wants. A guy having a lot of money is not a factor for her in whether she decides to date this person or not.
Yeah.
It's more of like, what are your goals? What do you want to do?
As long as you're driven and have drive, I think most women who aren't living in a superficial headspace they just want you to care about something.
Yeah, and which goes to show her last boyfriend was a fucking hot pile of fucking burning garbage poop. So
Tell us how you really feel.
yeah, and so he starts getting upset and mad at her. This is what she's telling me. And then like to your point, he starts getting a little violent. Like he was like yelling, like raising his fucking voice. And she's like, okay, well, you could leave now, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I don't want to leave. And she's like, I don't give a fuck, fucking leave. And she, you know, she kicks his ass out.
Yeah.
Like he calls back. He goes, I'm sorry about the way I be. I was like, okay, you're a fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
And once again, it goes to my point where I was talking about why did he do that? He's intimidated by her. He's like, well, like I don't really make a lot of money. And then, you know, you were asking like, you know, where we're going to go on a date to put a lot of pressure on me. I'm like, first of all, number one, guy, that's not her fault that she's successful. Number two, she never asked you to take her to a nice dinner. She was just like, what do we have planned for today? Like, are we going to go to a park? It doesn't fucking matter.
Right? Yeah, you can take a lady on a lovely date that costs you nothing.
Exactly.
It's so easy. Also there is a certain type of man gets really fucked up when they're interacting with a really successful, powerful woman.
Not me. Hey, you want to, you know, pay for my flights and my trips, change my diaper? I don't know.
You'll take a sugar mama.
Any day, dude. If my wife now was like, listen, suddenly I became a CEO, I'm making millions. I'm like, cool. Delete YouTube, delete. You know, I'll just keep this podcast. I'm like, that's about it. What else you need, girl? I'll get a 6-pack. I don't give a fuck.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair as fuck.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't know. I mean, I don't think that's very like traditional man type of shit, but I don't care. If you make the money, Papa's staying home, raising some babies. Suck on these tits, babies. That's crazy. I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's that idea, too, of, like I said, it goes to a lot of guys who have such big egos that when something hurts it a little bit, they start to lash out. And I say that from, like, personal experience, especially when I was younger.
Yeah.
You know, where somebody will have a disagreement and immediately it goes into anger because you go defensive. Yeah. Rather than being like, oh, I disagree and let's talk about it, right?
Yeah. That takes a level of emotional maturity.
Yeah, and I'm saying this right now, like I didn't have that when I was younger. Like that's why you would scream and yell all the time. That's why like on YouTube you go back and forth on comments with people just because you're so upset with them 24/7. But it's like why? It's because your ego gets hurt, right? Yeah. And I just don't like dealing with that. And a lot of guys who do that, especially when they get rejected, they go off fucking too far.
Yeah, it can be really scary. I have a lot of friends who've just had really scary encounters with men they've rejected, and it's just I think that's also kind of why I'm pretty okay with not trying to date,
All right, we're going to do a scenario right now. I'm an aggressive male, and then we're at a bar.
Oh, no.
That's right. Where's my sunglasses? Where's Cool David at? Where's Cool David at? So we're at a bar.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
The music's going. I don't know. It's in the fucking 90s.
So I'm 4 years old.
Yeah, you're 4 years old in a bar, and I'm a 50-year-old male.
Okay,
This is
great.
a very bad scenario. So
Is this Hollywood?
this is Hollywood. My name is Epstein. Okay.
Oh, no.
You're Ghislaine Maxwell. But you're chilling. I'm at a bar, and I'm going to come up to you, and I'm going to not take no for an answer, and I want to see what you're going to do, okay?
Oh, God, now I'm scared.
No, don't be scared, all right? You're an independent woman. I'm going to leave you in an alleyway. Here we go. Sup? I don't know. I'm an aggressive. Sup, bitch? I like that fat ass. Why don't you waddle that shit this way?
Honestly, if this were actually happening to me, I think I would just immediately walk as far away as I could.
Yeah, okay. Let me redo this.
Yeah. Or I think if this were happening in a TV bar, other people would step in.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's the type of aggression where everybody would be like,
Right, this is a bar with just you and me only. There's no music playing.
self-serve bar.
You want to go on a date or what? You're standing here by yourself. Let's go.
No, thank you.
What do you mean, no thank you? I'll kill you right now. This goes right into it. I'll literally kill you right now.
Okay, this is when I pull out things
get in my
like
car.
pepper spray or
Here's this cloth. Put it over your eyes. Get in my fucking car.
does this smell like chloroform?
I was like, well, you didn't tell me the cloth thing. Now I'm turned on.
I have a thing for rags.
Okay, we'll do this seriously. Okay.
Oh, God.
Can I buy you a drink?
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Southern California.
Okay, so am I. So, listen, you're here by yourself. So am I. Let's get on the dance floor. Let's have some fun. Come on, let's go.
I am waiting for friends.
Who? What are their names?
Nicole.
Nicole? Yeah, okay, my mom's name is Nicole. So unless you're hanging out with my mom, that's not true at all. You said friends. Who else? Nicole is just one person.
My really good friend, Jared.
Okay, Jared sounds like he's gay. Doesn't matter. You might as well just said two girls. Let's. So stop fucking around. Clearly you like me. Let's go.
Actually, no, I would prefer to wait for my friends, but thank you for the offer.
Okay, so here's the problem. You're way too nice.
I know.
You're way fucking nice. Okay,
yeah.
You're the aggressive male. Now I'm the woman.
Okay, hold on. Let me imagine that I objectify women. Let me imagine I have a penis.
Okay,
Hold on.
here we go.
Well, first, it would start off with this weird, like, eyeballing your prey thing from across the bar.
Jenny, do you see this guy? Is he fucking looking at me? I swear to God, if he fucking comes up,
Hey,
I'm gonna
babe.
slash his.
How you doing?
Yeah, what's up? Oh, I'm a hot bitch, by the way. I'm a hot ass bitch, by the way. Yeah, what's up?
I didn't need that clarification, David. I knew.
Okay. Yeah, what's up?
Can I buy you a drink?
Can you afford it?
Yeah, I can afford all the drinks.
Okay, why don't you get all top shelf shots? I want 6 of them laid out. Go ahead, whip out the card. Show me what you got.
All right. First, tell me your name.
My name? Don't worry about it. Get the drinks first, and maybe we'll see what happens.
Here's a question for you outside of the scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Stepping out of the role play. What happens if the guy does buy all the expensive
You're
drinks?
about to find out.
Okay.
Buys the drinks, boom. Girls, come here. This guy just bought us drinks. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. We drink. Woo! Boom, 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 boom. Okay, thanks for the drinks. Nice talking to you. Bye.
Yeah, but then they linger.
Well, then linger. Keep talking. Linger. See what I do.
I'm just not.
You have to be an aggressive male. You are an actress. Get in the fucking. Get it fucking together.
Yeah, but I'm never gonna be cast as aggressive male in the bar.
You don't fucking know. There's crazy movies. I just saw Bottoms the other day. The movie's nuts.
Really?
It's crazy.
Okay.
Thank you for the shots. You're very sweet, by the way. Thank you. You have a good one.
No, but come on, I buy you these drinks. I thought let's hang out.
I'm okay, But later on, if you want to come back, we have a bunch of other friends come. Maybe you want to talk to them, but
No,
right now...
you can't let me buy you shots and not talk to me.
Let me tell you something. If you fucking raise your voice to me one more fucking time, I'll literally slice your fucking nuts out and I'll stuff it in your stupid fucking mouth. You don't fucking talk to me that way. I am an Asian woman. We're stopping Asian hate, and your little white male machismo shit, I don't fucking need. I say one more fucking thing. My dad's a Yakuza. You know what that means? Japanese mafia, bitch. Get some. Girls, let's go.
Yeah, I can't keep up with that.
And scene. If I was a woman, nobody would fuck with me. Obviously, because I'm also this size. I would look exactly the same, just with long hair.
I was at a bar on Tuesday for a friend's party, actually. And close to around the time I was leaving, the bar was filled with mostly people that were there for this friend's birthday. And then there were obviously people that were just at the bar. And I was just kind of hanging out. I like to scan the crowd. I like to people watch. I also am kind of hyper vigilant and I can read vibes pretty easily. And there were two, I want to say 40-something-year-old dudes in button-ups who were watching this crowd of hot 20-somethings that were at this party. And they were just so creepy, just watching these girls. And they were just middle-aged, button-up shirt, greasy white men. I was just oh. And as I was leaving, I told my friend Nicole, real friend. I was like, hey, just keep an eye on those guys. Just make sure they don't leave with anybody.
They fucking roofie you and some shit.
They were just giving me such bad gut feelings as I was in that bar.
Were they white or are they Armenian Russians?
I'm pretty sure that...
Where are you going, eh?
It was really dark in the bar, but I'm pretty sure they were white.
Okay, I was about to say, Armenian Russians, they be aggressive as fuck.
I have not...
Pussy, come here, pussy.
I can't say I've encountered too many.
Walk pussy over here, take clothes off, please.
I don't like the finger movements you're making.
Come here, please, this way. I
don't
please,
like
come,
that
come
you're
this way.
miming finger banging.
You don't talk to me this
air.
way, okay, pussy? I don't know if this stereotype's true, but Armenian men, please don't kill me. All I know is that you guys are very fucking aggressive, and sometimes you guys can be really fucking mean.
I mean, I feel like the Russian language to English speakers just sounds fairly harsh too. And I think that the demeanor, but I don't think, and this is just from what I've heard from Mila Kunis, who is from Russia. She said we imagine it very rah, 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 but it's actually they're not like that. It's just the cadence.
I grew up, so in Sacramento, there was an area full of Russian people, right? And this is only my experience with them as a young kid. And I knew a few girls who were Russian. I won't say they're homegirls, but we kind of knew each other just because we went to the same school together, whatever, whatnot. And they would tell me just fucking terrible shit about Russian men all the time. A couple of them, one girl, she was from Russia. She said she would never marry a Russian man. I was like, why? She was like, well, she goes, when I was in Russia, these men were fucking terrible. She said that she would be... who knows how it is now? I don't fucking know. Like I said, take this with a grain of salt. For me, a lot of the guys... the language is fucking rough. Yeah. And when I was in Glendale, dude, first fucking 2 weeks, almost got into 2 fucking fist fights with 2 Armenian dudes. And then I had to talk to my buddy who is Armenian. And I was like, hey, man, the fuck is with your people, dude? They're so fucking aggressive and rude and shit. He goes, hey, man, to be honest with you, you can't take any of that shit personally because that's just how we talk. I was like, he probably talks to his wife that way, his kids that way. And it's if you just keep getting upset at this stuff, you're just going to get in fights 24/7. Just fucking... don't even worry about it. It's we tend to be very aggressive with the way that we speak. I'm like, damn, that's a hard fucking adaptation for me to make though. For example, and I don't know if this is to credit to what he's saying, but this guy was a fucking asshole. I was already moving into Glendale for about a couple of days now. And so there was a parking structure that I had to park in that is detached to the actual apartment, but then we get a spot there.
Oh, okay.
So I'm parking the little fucking arm thing is broken. So I'm talking to the person through the intercom to get this situation fixed.
I would lose my mind if I was stuck in that situation.
So I'm just hey, it's not working that cool. It's okay, well, just stay there. Try this and that and all this other stuff. And so we're having a conversation. Dude behind me fucking rolls down his window and he calls me the F word with the hard F. And he's just dog, Yikes. He's calling me all this other shit, telling me to move, calling me a fucking idiot. I'm like, dude, I'm like, I can't do anything. Like, this is not here. And he just goes off yelling all these obscenity. I'm in the process of moving. I have a bunch of shit in my back.
Yeah.
I had, because, you know, I do a lot of like farming shit or whatever, but there's like these like steel pipes that I had. Fucking grabbed one out the car, walked up to him, and I was gonna bash his fucking head in. Ooh. And this dude just sees fucking pulls out and then runs the fuck away.
God.
And he just was like saying crazy shit. Like, you can't say that to somebody and not expect somebody to want to sock you in the fucking face.
I think that's my worst nightmare because anytime any car, even if my ticket is going through to get in or out of a parking structure, anytime somebody's behind me, I panic.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I have to get out of here.
It's like high anxiety situations.
Yeah, so I think I would have immediately started crying if that happened to me.
I
He
mean,
probably would have killed me. I've been in a lot of accidents.
Are you a bad driver? I am a bad driver.
I'm not I think I was when I was younger. I think I've gotten better as I've gotten older. Because also I haven't been in an accident in quite some time now. But majority of my accidents were between ages like 16 and 22.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Now, you are a bad driver, huh? You're a fucking terrible driver, huh?
My insurance is pretty expensive.
Oh, my God. What the fuck? Why are you hitting so many things?
Okay. I've been in 7 accidents. 3 were not my fault. 4 were my fault.
That's still really fucking high, dude. You haven't been alive long enough for that many fucking accidents.
Yeah. 2 resulted in totaled cars.
Oh my God. Okay, I've been in, you know, a few accidents too. I would say only one time it's been my fault. Just being in LA, somebody rear-ended me.
Right. Yeah, most of mine have been rear endings, either me getting rear-ended or the other way around.
Fucking rear-ending people. What is going on? What are you doing?
Just sleeping. No.
You fucking, okay. You get in the car, you're like, oh, thank God. You just knock out.
Honestly, it was pure not paying attention because I don't text and drive. I'm not that level of stupid.
You just blanked out.
Yeah. I just would space out or the last one where the car got totaled. This one was kind of a shitty situation where I was coming down the freeway and we were coming around a curve and traffic was at a dead halt around the curve, and then the car in front of me was like a bigger car and they like swerved out of the way. Because they were like, oh shit, it's a dead stop. And by the time they swerved out of the way, I was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to stop in time. And yeah, smashed into the car.
Oh, I've definitely been rear-ended a lot. I actually got into an accident recently, which was my fault, but technically wasn't my fault.
Okay, please explain.
I parked my car in a spot, right?
Yeah.
I'm in an SUV. This person's in like a lowered little fucking Chevy Malibu or whatever the fuck it is, right? Mm-hmm. And so the parking spot is outdoors, but it's elevated, and then you park your car up here. Mm-hmm. So there's like a hill, and it goes up. This person just parks their car right behind mine. It's not a parking space. But
like double parked?
Yeah, parked right behind. It's not a parking space at all. And so I'm looking back, and there's no car there because, you know, I'm elevated up.
Oh, you can't see it.
I can't see him.
Oh.
And then I turn around, boom, I hit him. And this lady comes out, she goes, oh my God, I can't believe, like, you didn't see me? I was like, it's not a parking spot, bitch. The fuck are you doing behind me?
Yeah.
I'm like, you're not supposed to park there. She goes, I was just parking there for a second. It's like, you saw me in my car. Why would you put your car, so you were going to block me in?
So does insurance, is that still
it's
your
still
fault
my fault
according to insurance?
Yes, because I backed out, so it's still my fault.
There should be a percentage of like fault.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, of course I didn't think she was going to be there.
Yeah.
There's no through traffic, no nothing.
Yeah.
So it's just supposed to be me backing out and then a wall.
Yeah.
But for some reason, she decides to park directly behind my car, and this bitch saw me go into my car.
Yeah.
I'm like, so you were just going to block me in? And then she was like, well, yeah, I was just going to drop something off. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I can't see you. It's elevated. So you're not in my side of view. Your car's not visible, even to my camera.
And if you're in the car, like, it's one thing to think I'm going to run in here super fast. I'm just going to pull up behind these parked cars. Nobody's in them. In and out super fast. But because you were in the car, it's just...
That's what I was trying to figure out from her. I was like, but you saw me coming out. Why did you leave your car? She said it was going to be quick. I'm like, it doesn't matter. You saw me in my car.
Yeah.
And you still decided to leave your car there. And it was still my fault. Because I didn't see her. But it's like, I couldn't see her, though. It wasn't possible.
I mean, at least she didn't try to sue you or anything.
Oh, I wish that bitch would. I would have killed her. Men are not aggressive, Robyn.
Everybody.
Men are not aggressive, Robyn. What are you talking about? I don't know what the fuck you're saying. Dudes Behind the Foods listeners, this podcast is brought to you by Mint Mobile. Signing your life away to a big wireless provider is kind of like being trapped on a roller coaster from hell. Sure, it looked fun at first. They probably threw in a free phone, but now you can't get off. Month after month of insane bills and unexpected thrills like overages and surprise fees. If that sounds like your current big wireless plan, it's time to get off the ride with Mint Mobile. For a limited time, wireless plans from Mint Mobile are just $15 a month. That's unlimited talk, text, and data for just $15 a month. It is amazing. And if you've had a Mint Mobile phone, you already know it's great because you're saving a lot of money and you get to like chit chat away about all your stupid problems to all your stupid friends who you love and I love too, even though I don't know them. They sound great. Mint Mobile is here to rescue with premium wireless plans for just $15 a month, my friends. So ditch the big wireless with Mint Mobile's limited time deal and get premium wireless service for just $15 a month. I don't know how many times I can say that. To get your new unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/dudes. That's mintmobile.com/dudes. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/dudes.
No, you would kill her in the name of her being a strong, independent woman.
Yeah, that's right, dude. And you're supposed to defend yourself. I'm a feminist.
Yeah.
This is like me in court.
You're just like, I'm a feminist as you're just beating the shit out of
protect yourself. I believe in you. And I just start.
That would be a funny sketch if it's just a dude like walking up and groping women. Just be like, it's okay, I'm a feminist.
Yeah, I'm a feminist. I'm all
just like
about this
reaching
shit.
under a girl's skirt and like cupping her butt cheek. It's okay, I'm a feminist.
You look like you needed an emotional boost today. Honk. You look like nobody calls you beautiful. Honk, honk. Oh my God, that sketch would never get made nowadays.
No.
But it would be very fucking funny if it did.
That's something that would end up on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia or something.
Oh, dude, I love that show, by the way.
I love that show, too.
If there was ever a show I wanted to be casted in, it would be that show.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what it's for. It could be anything. It could be a Chinese cash register.
Bar patron number 7.
Yeah, I could just be in the background.
Yeah.
I always love that show. The
Me
improv
too.
was great.
So good.
The comedy
Their
was...
bloopers are hilarious.
And I feel like I would get fired on the first season because I would not be able to stop laughing. It would just be
They don't stop laughing.
Yeah.
If you ever watch their bloopers, like they have to cut around each other laughing so much.
Well, the things they say are so fucking ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
like, how do you keep a straight face on this? I was
Who knows,
watching
man?
a bunch of Office bloopers, and it's just Steve Carell. It's like, dude, it's impossible to work with that guy. Like, he's just so fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
And he does like the most ridiculous things, but he's the only one with a straight face.
Same with, I've heard it's almost impossible to make Jason Bateman break.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But he makes everybody break.
Yeah, but he's just so dry.
That's so fucking.
Yeah.
That's amazing, dude.
Yeah. The It's Always Sunny guys have a pretty good podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if they will kind of go through episodes, they talked about their bloopers, they talked about all the improv, they've talked about how they've had to cut around people laughing, and they've also talked about really interesting things where one of them thought a joke was not funny at all, but it like stayed in the episode because the other two thought it was really funny, and it's just really interesting to see where that differs. Check it out.
Yeah. Dude, I've been watching, on another note, for some reason the other night I went through a rabbit hole of watching CCTV.
having a stroke?
Is it 3 C's or 2? CCTV? 2. CCTV.
I had no idea where you were going.
CCTV footage.
Genuinely, I was like, do you need medical attention?
CC. I'm like, what's that one senator? Just fucking
Mitch McConnell?
Mitch McConnell. Just fucking. Which he had another stroke again recently, apparently.
Yeah, I'm afraid to say anything on the internet about how I truly feel about that because I don't want people to hate me, but I also hate Mitch McConnell.
Oh. I don't know anything. I don't know who Mitch McConnell is. All I know is that he looked like my grandma when she was already dead in the casket.
Mitch McConnell is everything that's wrong with this country, but
Okay.
that's all I'll say about that.
Okay, I don't know that shit about politics. All I just see is this guy keep on having seizures, and somehow he's in a place of power. So I don't get that shit at all.
Well, here's one thing that I think is fair. Many people working in the government should be retired. So it is a thing of like, I don't know. Like, no matter how I feel about you as a person, Mitch McConnell, why are you still working?
Dude, he's literally staring off into the distance. And like when he talks to, I'm like, dude, before my grandpa died, that's exactly how he talked. And he had Alzheimer's. So I'm like, the fuck is going on here? But I went to this whole like rabbit hole of watching CCTV footage of like murderers and serial killers either confess to their crime or like behave in like really odd fucking ways.
Like the interrogation footage?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there was this one lady that freaked me out. It was this old white lady, right?
I think I know what you're talking about, but keep going.
And they were asking her, they're like, oh, did you kill your son-in-law? And she goes, is he dead? He goes, yeah, he's dead. And she goes, oh my, I'm so happy. She starts clapping and cheering and applauding. She goes, he was terrible. He was a terrible person. And so I went and I looked into the actual case, right?
Yeah.
So the truth behind that is that she fucking killed him because he wouldn't let her smoke in the house.
Oh, no.
So she fucking shot him with like a shotgun or some shit.
Oh,
like
no.
murdered him because she wouldn't let her smoke, his mother-in-law smoke inside the house.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fucking crazy. Don't smoke in this house. So you want to die, do you? And she literally meant it and she fucking killed him. There was this other one where I saw where this guy was being interviewed for this girl. I think she was either in a high school or a college, but either way, he was telling a story about the girl who went missing. And
He was on the news?
yeah, he was on the news.
I know which one you're talking
Oh my God. And you see his face just go fucking white.
Because they told him while he was interviewing about his missing neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
And then they said they found a body. Yeah.
I need to sit down.
Yeah.
And that's the moment he knew his fucking life was over, dude.
Yeah. That story is crazy because he stalked her for a long time. And she was, this is the problem too. It's like, I'm a very polite lady. Women are taught to be polite. And so this young woman who was murdered, she would be nice to him. He was her kind of socially awkward neighbor.
Oh, and he was like, she loves me.
No, he would film her from her window. Like he hid outside her window and was filming her. Yeah. And he planned her murder for days.
But she was nice to him. So why did he want to murder her? What the fuck?
Nothing else to do. I don't know.
That's so fucking weird. Dude, you can't trust nobody, man. People are weird as fuck.
Well, it's something that, and I'm glad I don't understand this, but they're like those people, and I'm not excusing it, but they just get this impulse
to kill.
Yeah, and it's just, and then they just work out the whole thing.
Listen, I don't be trusting fucking nobody, dude.
Now do you see why I don't date?
Okay, relax, all right? The probability of that, you gotta take some chances, all right? If a guy's fucking weird and socially awkward, don't be like,
watch, in like a month, there's gonna be a dudes episode that's like in memory of Robyn Couch.
Oh, please don't.
Because I tried to date.
I need something to look at this podcast, all right? I gotta see that butt waddle right back. Turn off the candles. That's a good thing.
Okay.
Okay, maybe the way I phrase things, maybe I wasn't that great at dating from what I remember. Bitch, why don't you waddle that thing over here?
I just picture waddle just like,
oh, okay, well.
like that's kind of where waddle
I
is
just
in my
pictured
head.
like hips going back and forth.
Like a sway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you sway that thing over here?
That's better. Sway is better.
I don't know why I'm
waddle feels demeaning in a weird way.
I don't know why I'm from the South suddenly. Get that ass over here. But yeah, when I was like, I don't understand why he killed her. Well, I mean,
if you did understand, I think that would be problematic. Like it's the same as when you struggle with, an abusive person and you're like, I don't understand why they're doing this to me. Good. You probably shouldn't.
And there's like these dudes too where you show them a little kindness and then suddenly it's just, I think I'm in love with her. It's like, or I'm just being nice. And I feel like sometimes like nice girls, they can kind of sometimes empathize with guys who don't get a lot of attention from people. And so they'll treat them a little nicer.
Yeah.
But sometimes that puts you in a very precarious position because guys read into everything wrong.
That happened to me a lot in high school. I was, nice to everybody and I would be nice to and even kind of befriend, the maybe nerdier guy in my class. And then it never turned out bad or anything, but I would always get asked out by them because they thought that meant that I liked them. And it's just like, no, I don't feel that way. I enjoy being your friend.
I have a homegirl who I always have to warn her all the time. And I know it sounds like I'm making these people up, but you can't say names on podcasts like that. So, because people live very private lives. But we just had dinner maybe, I would say 2-3 weeks ago. It was like a late belated birthday dinner. Mm-hmm. And she was telling me, well, this part of the conversation was basically me asking how she's doing. She goes, well, things got really awkward between me and another coworker because he confessed his like love for me basically at a lunch thing. And I'm like, okay.
Confessing love for somebody, quick sidebar, confessing love like that really confuses me because I feel like you can't know you're in love with, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like falling in love with somebody in that situation is a little aggressive. Like you can develop romantic feelings for somebody, but confessing your love to somebody who you're not in a romantic relationship with is concerning to me.
And,
but
and let me tell you, right, like her biggest issue though is this. I'm like, you know, you give mixed signals like a motherfucker. She goes, I'm just really nice. I'm like, no, there's girls who are just nice and guys misread. You give very mixed signals. I was like, here's a issue. I was like, why did you take her? Why did he like suddenly do this? What were you guys doing? He goes, well, I took him out on like a one-on-one like dinner for his birthday. And I'm like, bitch, come on. Like, are you fucking out of your mind? Like, number one, she's a really cute girl, right? Super fucking cute. And I'm like, so you guys have lunch together every fucking day at work, right? Then on his birthday, you ask him if you could take him out to dinner.
that's a little confusing.
That's a bit fucking confusing.
because having lunch at work as coworkers means nothing.
Yeah.
But I guess I do want to ask, does she enjoy the attention he gives her? Because I know a lot of women kind of lead guys on because they really enjoy the attention they're getting from them.
So she's not one of those. I do have another example of somebody who's like that.
There are guys who do that too. I don't want to single out a gender.
Yeah.
Everybody does that.
Fuck that shit. All right, it's girls.
Well, I think it's all. I mean, it does. Like, I'm not going to say it doesn't feel good to have somebody clearly be interested in you.
Yeah, 100%.
So
like, I don't think that's wrong.
Shame anybody necessarily for that, but you should stop it.
Yeah, well, this girl, she's just always oblivious to things, you know? And I'm like, listen, because she's not taking gifts from them or doing any of that type of stuff. She's just like, I don't know if guys, like, if their motives are correct. It's like, well, their motives aren't correct because of the way that you behave around them. Like, you're taking this guy out to dinner on his birthday. Nobody else is there, just you and him. You know, you guys have lunch together every fucking day. Like, come on. Like, is he wrong for thinking, oh, maybe I have a chance? You're sending mixed fucking signals.
Yeah, that's really. I would never take out one of my friends, of the opposite sex out alone on their birthday for a thing.
Yeah,
if anything, I would try to gather like a group to do something that I maybe thought they would enjoy. Yeah, but a single thing does. Like if one of my guy friends said, "Hey, I planned a dinner for your birthday," I would be like.
Yeah, that'd be kind of weird, right?
What?
Like, I know for me, like, I could do that with very specific homegirls. That's because we've known each other for X amount of years, right?
Yeah.
And it's not a work thing. We're not casual friends. Like, we're like tight. So it's like,
you're basically siblings.
Yeah, I was like, hey, let's go get some dinner for your birthday, right? If it was like that. But this is a guy you work with. You don't really talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's weird as shit. Like, then he's thinking like, oh, maybe I do have a chance. She goes, I got to second guess the motives of all these guys. It's like, not really. Like, you have to change how you behave around the opposite sex who's attracted to you, right? Like, there's signals that you're giving that's typical of attraction,
and
right?
I think you can. It's so. Most of the time, it's so easy to tell when somebody is interested in you and trying to gauge your.
Next time, just say happy birthday. You know?
Or
hey,
just
happy birthday.
Don't say anything.
Yeah. For her, it could have been, hey, happy birthday. Hope you have a good one with your friends. Are you going out with anybody special?
Yeah.
You know, and that's it. Move on, man. I never asked a girl out to go have dinner unless I was trying to, see that ass.
Yeah.
That's it. You know what I mean? Unless, once again, we
you
are.
You didn't care about her personality, David?
Nah, we ain't friends like that. if we're friends, it's different. I could have friends with a homegirl any day of the week. I literally had dinner with one of my friends, Dina, and I had another friend with my other friend, Kalila. Yeah, and that's fine. But we've been friends for a long time. Yeah. So it's like, if it was just us DMing each other randomly and we were acquaintances, it's like, let me go take you out to eat. I probably wouldn't do that. I would just be like, no. Yeah. And we definitely splitting the bill if we're fucking friends.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, split the bill, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Some of my friends and I, if we have hung out a fair amount, sometimes it'll be like, oh, I'll buy this one, and then when we're out doing X, Y, and Z, you get that.
We had a friend who, she is one of the types that you're talking about, and once again, of course, very pretty, right? big old tatas. You know what I'm saying? Got the whole makeup done, very pretty as shit. And she specifically likes hanging around guys who are dweebs.
Oh,
Why?
yeah.
Because they always gift her things,
Oh, no.
get her nice things, and whatever. So we were hanging out, and this is like a group of mutual friends. But obviously, some of the guy friends like her, like are physically attracted to her. Me, I've known her long enough. I've never found her attractive, even though she's very pretty.
You
Like,
can objectively say she's an attractive woman, but you're not attracted
yeah, I'm
to
not
her.
attracted to her.
Yeah.
Literally at all.
Yeah.
So
I have friends like that too, where I'm just like, objectively, you're handsome, but I am not attracted to you.
yeah. And so we've like hung out. We were hanging out. And these guys, it's so fucking funny how they speak to her. It's like as they're talking, I slowly see a dog collar form around their neck and a leash as she's just dragging them along. Oh, are you hungry? Are you thirsty? Do you need anything? And like she's going shopping, whatever, whatnot. Oh, can I hold your bags for you? Oh, does that look exhausting? It's like, dude, Jesus Christ, guys.
Yeah.
Just fucking get a knife and cut your dick off right now.
Wasn't there, what was it, How I Met Your Mother that had a whole episode about keeping people on the hook?
I never got that far into that show.
It was a whole thing where they were talking about the people kind of like that who were so into them. They're like, and they made jokes about like they would do their laundry and stuff, and it's just like, yeah, like I definitely want to like go on a date with you, just not right now.
And they kind of just keep them there.
Keep them, yeah.
So
in
they
their,
keep trying. They take him out to dinner.
yeah,
and
because
dates.
they haven't given a clean break, and so they're so desperately into them that they just think they have a chance.
Dude, and it's so funny. Like,
I mean, I've been on the hook for other people too. It sucks.
yeah, it happened, dude. So like, literally, they're like doing everything for her, right? And we're on this like trip together, and I'm just sitting here like, this is so fucking awkward. I'm like laughing. It's pretty funny to me. So we end up going somewhere else, just me and her,
Yeah.
right? Because she wanted to go do some. They went to go do other things, and I was like, all right, cool. Like we'll go together and we'll just walk around and get some stuff. So she goes on a shopping spree, buys a bunch of shit, and then she's doing the whole, oh my god, these bags are so heavy.
Oh no.
And it's like, I don't think you know who I am. I don't care.
That would really annoy me.
Yeah, she goes, oh, just making noises. And then finally she goes, can you hold my bags for me? I was like, shouldn't have bought so much stuff. And we just kept walking.
Well, that's the type of thing. If somebody wants to say, hey, can you help me with one of these bags? Like just straight up, sure, I'll give you a hand. But that's the type of thing where I have family members who growing up would pick up the family dog and then walk into my room and say, do you want Robyn to give you a bath?
No.
And I would just be like, I am never going to do that for you.
Yeah.
If you just say, hey, can you give the dog a bath?
Why not?
Sure, of course. But the weird, like, talking to the dog in front of me
Yes.
thing makes me never want to help you with anything ever.
That's a very, very specific example. So that definitely happened. 100% that happened. That's very fucking specific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know there are people out there who have been through that
Yeah.
exact thing because it's a weird thing. Or like talking to the pets or doing something where you say like, oh, like it would be great if Robyn could unload the dishwasher. Or
Looks like Auntie Robyn wants to spend a weekend with you.
oh god.
Says who, bitch? Yeah, so she starts sighing and huffing and puffing. I'm like, oh, sucks that you got all that stuff. And so we're staying in different hotels. And she's like, oh, like I can't carry this with me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can you just take it with you and then we'll go and I'll get it from you later. It's like, fine. Took her stuff, right? And then I go to my hotel. She's in her hotel. And she goes, hey, like, I want to grab the stuff from you. And I'm like, cool, this is my address. She goes, oh, like, I'm really tired. Can you drop it off to me? And let me tell you something. I got so fucking irritated.
Good.
I wrote back to her. I was like, these two guys' names, let's call them Pete and Dan. I'm like, do I fucking look like Pete and Dan to you? That's just like, oh, what do you mean? I was like, do I look like my name is Pete and Dan? I'm not going to drop shit off to you. If you want it, you can come get it. I'm going to leave it at my hotel. I'll leave you a car key to go pick it up. It's like, what
Yeah.
the fuck are you talking about, dude? But that's the thing. Like, she's so used to a certain standard of how men treat her. She expects this type of treatment from every guy. But it's like, listen, there's a lot of pretty people in this world, right? You're a dime a fucking dozen. Like, I don't really care. Like, you're cool to be around, but you can't talk to me like that. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So then my question for people like that is, I feel like their pattern is that then they end up really falling for the person who isn't giving them the time of day.
Oh yeah, Tim mentioned that. He said it was called negging or whatever, like where you mistreat the person that doesn't like you to the point where they start liking you because you're treating them differently than everybody else.
Is that what negging is? I guess I've never actually known what negging means.
I think that's what Tim said. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think that's what Tim was saying. It's where, because it was on the podcast where I told him an example of this girl who, in my dorms, she was like the hot cheerleader or whatever, whatnot, like half Chinese girl, fucking whatever. One day while we're in the dorm, she comes up to me and she goes, "Do you hate me?" And I'm like, "Nah, I don't."
Yes, I remember.
I was like, "I don't hate you,"
Yeah.
and then she's just going off, like saying, like, "Oh, you don't," not going off, but she was basically saying, like, "You don't say hi to me. You don't really talk." I was like, "No, I do say hi to you. I'm just not here like sucking your fucking toes when you walk by, bitch. Like that's all that it is." And he was like, "That's negging. It's like when you give them negative attention and they want more of it because you're not treating them like everybody else."
Yeah.
Which is a weird, fucked up thing.
I mean, I think it picks at people right on that nerve that just, is desperate for approval.
It's like that. It's that part in the 40-Year-Old Virgin where there was that girl in the library and he was telling Steve Carell to be more mysterious. She's like, "Where do you want to go?" He's like, "I don't know where you want to go."
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh my God, he's so fucking mysterious and hot." But it's just like, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's just different from the other men that approach you.
Yeah. It's a weird thing. I mean, I know there are also like some men out there who kind of think you should backhanded compliment or subtly degrade women because then it'll make them like just insecure enough to.
Does that work on you?
No. It'll.
What's up, flannel shirt?
I'm really sensitive, so it'll definitely hurt my feelings, but it won't make me like them.
Oh, it's just like, okay, you fucking asshole.
Yeah.
I've been going to therapy about this.
It would only really, obviously, like with everybody, only really hurt my feelings if they really picked up on something that I'm genuinely insecure about. If they said, like, "I hate your fucking nose," I'd be like, oh, okay.
Okay, like it's whatever.
Yeah.
But then that's not.
But if they picked something that I was really insecure about, then I would probably be like,
I mean, flirting is such a hard. I didn't realize how hard of a craft flirting is.
I don't know how to try to flirt.
Yeah, like if somebody put you on the spot and said, "Hey, flirt with this person," I wouudn't know how to do it. Like I see that on.
I just short circuit and then flatline. I can't do it.
Yeah, like on YouTube, right?
It's like somebody saying try to be sexy too.
Yeah.
I've been told by guys like, "Oh, I've seen you be sexy," but I'm just like, but I've never thought to myself, I'm going to be sexy right now. I'm going to flirt right now.
Well, how would you do that? I don't understand the concept of that. So when I see these shows where they'll have like a bunch of YouTubers do this is like a format where they'll bring a hot girl and then you're supposed to use like a pickup line on them or flirt with them. But how do you do that on the spot? Like that doesn't, there's no natural conversation that happens. There's no scenario. There's no situation that they're currently being in. It's literally a white room. And this person's on a chair and you walk up and then you say a line to them. Like, how does that fucking work?
That would just make me uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't really get that. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if Mariel left me tomorrow, I'd be fucked. I wouldn't even know how to begin. I would be the guy like in the bar. "What's up? A flannel shirt? Oh shit!"
I had somebody kind of hit on me like that at a gas station recently. So I was.
Robyn, what the fuck are you talking about right now?
Well, I was kind of dolled up because I was going to a friend's birthday. So I was wearing a cute kind of like form-fitting dress and I had like full face of makeup on. I normally look like I rolled in the gutter and I am in like baggy clothes. So like when I am dolled up, it's kind of like sometimes I feel like I could be a catfish. But I stopped. I was driving down to Orange County because that's where the party was. And I stopped to pee at a gas station and I just like pulled up to one of the pumps, ran into the gas station. And as I was walking back, there was a guy sitting in his car near my car. And he said like, hey, I saw you and I wanted to get to know you better, so I wrote my info on this napkin if you want to take it.
With his lipstick too, you fucking bitch.
And I just said, okay, and I took the napkin and he was like, "I'm on my way to a poker game, otherwise I'd stay and talk." And I was like,
all right.
Okay. In my head, I was just like, do you not think I'm on my way somewhere? Like, and he wrote also his name, his phone number, his Instagram, and his email on this napkin.
My God.
But I will say I do appreciate when a guy tries to give me his info versus asking me for mine because I
feel
will
safer.
Yeah, I will just take your information.
Yeah.
It's like whatever. I'm probably not going to do anything with it, but I will take it.
What if he was like, you going to a birthday party? And you're like, how did you know? Because I see them cakes back there. what if he worked with that shit, dude?
Blow out this candle.
You got a fucking double layered cake back there, bitch. God damn.
And then I just ripped my dress off.
And then after you guys started fucking
Yeah.
perfect
At
gasoline on
the
yourself.
gas station, the most romantic place in the world.
Dude, gas? What the fuck happened the last week? It went up like 40 cents. It's in the fives now.
I've just kind of lost all will.
I mean, you have a very gas efficient car. My car,
I do.
$130 to fill it. $30.
I filled up my tank on the way here. I just put $20 in and I got like halfway.
Oh my God, that's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Me,
I drive a
$130.
Prius.
Oh, dude, the new Prius, I might want to get that. It looks fucking nice.
Yeah.
I think they said the front kind of modeled it after like a Lambo or something or like a Ferrari. It's weird. Like it's a sloped hood in the front and the back is super high tech. You don't know what the fuck that means, but it's very wonderful.
I know what a high-tech back is.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
It's that thing that she got behind her.
Yeah.
Well, guys, that wraps up this episode of Dudes/Dudettes Behind the Vegan Foods. That's not Tim.
Like Photoshop my face up
Yeah,
in the
Photoshop
corner.
your face on there. You guys can catch us on all audio platforms and, of course, YouTube. Tim will be back once he stops being a super spreader. And you can catch us once again on all platforms. We release the video side podcast on Mondays. Is it the audio too?
Yeah, audio and video go live on Mondays.
Okay, well, leave wonderful comments only for Robyn and tell her that her ass is fat. That's
Or
it.
they don't have to be nice, just don't be mean.
Yeah, be nice, all right?
I'm sensitive. We
Yeah.
already talked about this.
She's very sensitive. She's going through therapy. Only write peach emojis constantly.
Wait, that would be hilarious.
Yes, peach emojis only. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Yo, it's the dudes behind the food.